Okay. The question is, why don't you actually say it? I want them to hear your voice if that's okay with you.
Right. I mean, pre-market, when I'm looking at support and resistance zones, I plot them out, and sometimes it seems they don't. Well, most of the time, actually, I don't understand whether my zones are going right or something's going wrong. When market opens, it's like I don't know whether it's volume. There's just so much volatility. It just goes in one direction. I could never like predict, and I just get
Okay.
whenever I enter, I just get stopped out. So
Okay. So let's rewind it back,
appreciate
okay?
explanation.
That's basically your question. How do I, especially pre-market, how do I read the charts? How where do I put my support and resistance zones, and what's the whole process? So it's just about straight up reading the charts. So by that I mean you have to make sure your charts is in a great color, whatever that can help you. Okay, so I have the standard colors. Green means bullish candles, red means obviously bearish candles, means sells. So you have to understand what buying looks like, what selling looks like. You have to understand what we've been doing. So we came up, came down, came up. You see the wick came down, body come down. Again, I can just keep doing this, and this is exactly what guides you. And every time you see a push or a pull back up and then we come back down, we see obviously we push back up, but then you see these wicks of down here, these wicks over here.
Yeah.
It's saying that obviously we maybe try to hold support over here. Maybe we try to hold this over here and try to push up, but that was not really so much the case if we came back down. But you have to understand, don't just look at the body closures. You have to look at the wicks, because the wicks were saying they tried to go in that area but they failed. And then you have to look at basically like look at this area. Uh we came up, came down, came up, came down. We couldn't really push up, we couldn't really drop, and when we tried to drop, we came back up here and then drop. I want to really zoom in as much as possible. So came up, tried to come down, nope. Wick came down, nope. Body closure all the way down, came up, came down. So I kept seeing this basically. And what really, really made it easy, I love double tops and double bottoms. So I noticed we have the zone right here. I see this wick over here. I see basically like 4 or 5 double bottoms over here. Again, let me just delete it so you can see it clearly. And at this point, I really wanted to basically see. I personally did not have the best bias. I wanted to see it hold support right there. Looking to the left, I didn't really make. I didn't feel like it was a bad trade, but it didn't make the most amount of sense. Okay. Um, this is, I don't know what New York time openings for you. For me, it's at 6:30 a.m. So if you just look at my times on the bottom of my screen, 6:30 a.m. is New York opening. This is the 6 to 6:15 candle. So I want to see the next candle either retrace over here, touch my blue line, bounce up. I didn't feel the most confident, so I didn't take this trade. However, this was something I was contemplating on taking. But then I was like, if we break basically this area, I was like, that's gonna be my huge confirmation that we're gonna be bullish on the day. But instead, look what happened. Pre-market, we were basically right below it. She didn't break it. She should have. She should have. That's what we want to see. That's her confirmation. But instead, let me just show you on a 1 minute time frame. Again, I don't use 1 minute time frames, but I just want to, exemplify it. Look what happened. Right by the damn wick. So this would have been a great trade if we took it from a sell. I honestly did not take that. I had to wait completely for basically her to come all the way back up. And then I was like, well, when I saw that wick, I was making sure basically I wanted to come below, like right there. So every time she came below it, and it was kind of a coincidence that she also wicked. I mean, not a coincidence when you actually know what you're doing, but she wicked literally the blue line and then she dumped. She even had a small retracement even before she pushed back up. So really, really, a day, not an easy day. Definitely not. A day that you had to use your brain, a day you had to just sit on your hands and sit on the charts and just recognizing things. Now I'm gonna, why I wanted to record this video is because I want you to watch this video a few times. I've watched these type of videos when I was new, like almost, I kid you not, like 40, 50 times, sometimes multiple times a day. And if I'm being brutally honest, I finally, after years, understand how to trade US 30. After years. This is why I quit on US 30, because I watched so many of these recap videos from a mentor and I never understood it. So don't be hard on yourself, okay? I want you to understand that. But also organize the charts in whatever way that helps you to read the charts. And always look to the left. Like over here, yesterday's loss, I kind of had a fear that she was going to hold over here because so that's my support. This is basically my resistance right here. I mean, sorry, my resistance here, and that's my stop loss. If we just look to those two, this is why I always put the rectangle. This is how I put my rectangle. If we look to the left, wow, look at that. It came up and it worked basically that area. So that's a great resistance zone. Came up. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? What was once resistance is now support. Support, resistance over here, resistance, but then support, resistance here. This whole thing is being treated as a resistance. Whatever benefits you, brother. I mean, you're really gonna have to like go to war mentally to actually learn this. And you're just gonna have to keep observing, keep watching, keep learning.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's now. Would you try? So if price, yeah. Oh shit, my bad. One sec.
Let me end the video right here.